Right, so thank you very much for joining me, Amit, on episode number 2. So I'm still a complete newbie, and thanks for helping me through this and agreeing to do it. Why don't we start by you telling people who you are and what you're about, what you do?
Great. Well, thanks, Dipesh, for inviting me to do this. Obviously, this is new to me as well.
No worries.
Well, my name is Amit Patel. I'm a specialist in periodontics, and I work and live in Birmingham. I have a girlfriend. We've got kids. I never talk about my family ever on social media.
Okay.
That's very important for me to do. But essentially, she's in the thick of it now because she's a consultant intensive care specialist. So the whole dynamics have changed in our house at this point in time. So I've become the homeschooling dad in the house and learning to bake and cook and stuff. And
very good.
Kids just will not listen to me because they tell me I'm not the boss, which is it's true, obviously, because she's not here.
So. Yeah, you're going to be the president of the ADI in 18 months, so congratulations again.
Thank you.
You looking forward to it? Is that a challenge you're up?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm fortunate to be in that position, especially, the first periodontist in an implant society.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to push society in a different way. Not obviously, a perio slant, but in a much more international way, to be aligned with bigger groups like SEPA and the EAO, because I think we have so much more to give to the world as well.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think you're looking to change quite a few things? That you've already identified a few things, or is it going to be just see how things go? And
no. I have identified a few things, and things are being pushed into a particular direction, but it just takes time to move such a huge organization.
A lot of big personalities on the board as well.
Yeah, there are lots of strong personalities now, and I'm hoping that I can get them on board. And I think we're all now seeing the direction it should go in, which is good. And we are supposed to have some meetings, next month, but we're going to be not postponing them. We'll be doing virtual meetings and strategizing for the future. I mean, now we've got to focus on EMA's event for next year, and hopefully it will still go on.
Yeah.
I'm very hopeful it will.
Yeah.
Any of the things that I want to make changes towards will happen, but you will see a bigger difference in the long term with the things that I want to happen. And I mean, I've always said to everybody, yes, I'm the president, but it's not about me. It's definitely not about me. For me, it's a matter of getting implant dentistry to everybody within our community, and educating them, and also just knowing that this is a place where you can come and join and learn, and we'll be happy to help. So I've got plans with regards to the direction I would like to take it, and
great.
I'm hoping people will follow me.
Yeah, because I went to Abid's last thing where he, which was the conference where everybody speaks, everybody gets a chance to speak. All the members.
Oh yes, that was in November, wasn't it?
I loved it. It was a kind of lot of style talks, kind of going between theatres. I thought it was brilliant.
That is one of our successful things. We run that every 2 years, and it is very good because people like yourself can come and do a 10-minute talk, and I think it's great about what they're doing within their own practice, or any techniques they've been utilizing that they've learned from elsewhere. And I think it's good, and it's also a great platform for lab technicians to put their knowledge forward to dentists. It is one of the best events that we do run within the calendar, but it's a shame that we do it every 2 years, but we've got a plan thing.
Let people build up their kind of knowledge bank, isn't it? Yeah. So that'll be you in 2 years' time then. That'll be your thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's a bit scary because it's a completely different venture for me.
Yeah.
I'm not the most political of animals, I usually say what I think.
Yeah.
But I hope, we'll be able to push the society in a really positive direction. I mean, the thing is, I usually go to events abroad, and they usually have about 3,000 to 5,000 people at these events. Yeah. And I really envisage, the ADI will be in that position in the next 5 to 7 years.
Yeah. What's really difficult, I mean, I do a lot of stuff with study clubs on the BDA and the ITI and things, and the numbers are really difficult now. People seem, especially the younger generation, they seem to be staying at home. So what do you think you can do to bring younger people back into the fold, or why do you think they're staying away?
See, again, that's a really good question. I don't know the answer to that, because that is, you're right, because in the UK, we don't seem to be very much orientated towards going to such events. And even the networking and just talking to people who are like-minded is important, you know, even if you don't, you know, feel that all the lectures are, you know, valid to you. I mean, one of the examples I've been using is there's a perio society in Spain called CEPA, right?
Yeah.
And essentially, you know, that country's been in recession for many years. They have an average of 4,500 to 5,000 people attending their event every year. Yeah. Now, how is it that a country that's in a recession can do that, and yet we are struggling to get like a few hundred people at an event? It does not make sense. So my plan is to start knocking on people's door like SEPA and asking them, what do you do that's important, that can do this? And we can then emulate that. And that's where I want to push the society in that direction. I mean, I know for a fact the societies like the EAO are also already communicating with SEPA, because they are seeing that they are bigger than these other, you know, than themselves, and they're doing something that's different. So they're now copying them, and it just makes sense. We should, you know, copy people who are doing the good stuff. There is an apathy within the United Kingdom, and I don't understand why. And maybe, I mean, this is, you know, probably the wrong thing to say, but maybe it's the NHS that just doesn't allow people to develop themselves into being better. You know, because you look at all these other countries, everybody's private. Okay, yes, there is a negative to that, to the public, but the dentists are wanting to self-improve and do better as well. So, I mean, I think
you can have NHS dentistry without an NHS mentality, can't you? So it sounds, I mean, well, one of the reasons I wanted to get you in here is because you're somebody who owns your own business, which is like a referral-based business, so very different to a lot of people out there. And so all of this is going to affect you in a different way to how it would other people. So I thought it'd be interesting to get your ideas. And I've been to some of your talks before. You speak fantastically, so I thought I'd get you on. But obviously this is going to affect you guys in a very different way to other people, because you're in very much the thick of it.
I mean, you know, it's a very good question, because essentially, I have thought about this. I mean, we shut up our practice about 2 weeks ago now. Just know, I mean, I talked to the staff, they didn't want to work, and I've only got one receptionist and I've got a nurse. So it's not like I've got a big entity. I mean, it was a squat about 6 years ago that I set up, and for the first 3 years I wasn't very busy, so I've sort of just been taken along, and in the last couple of years I've got relatively busy, which is really good. See, the situation has changed, and I mean, and we've had a discussion as a team, and we know that things are going to change, you know, and I think, you know, we'll be in lockdown for 3 months, maybe even 6 months, right? And I've decided that if that goes on for 6 months, it's not a massive issue for me. I just have to start again. And you know, what I've been doing is communicating with my own referring dentist, see if they're okay. It's not an issue. I'm not going to do anything else. Just see if they're fine. If they need any help, I'm happy to help them. Not dentally help-wise, just in any other way.
All right.
And then I just don't want to talk about teeth, if you know what I mean. You know, it's not important at this point in time. I'm sure for my referring dentist, and they're just really pleased that I've been able to communicate. And then one thing I did do is some of my elderly patients that I treat, just, you know, I know they're on their own, so I'll contact them and see if they're okay. They have my mobile now, so if there's any issues, you know, you can contact me. It's not a problem. Right. I think all these things are great, and I think that is what hopefully will make the business keep going. Now, I know for a fact, again, in 6 months, if you know, I won't get many referrals, because we know dentists would keep things in house, and that makes sense because they want to make a living again. Right. And if that's the case, then that's not a problem. You know? I'll live with it, and slowly the business will become, you know, successful again. It's going to be, you know, like starting a squat. And fortunately, I don't live an extravagant lifestyle. I've always lived like a student. Because I've been a student for many years, so nothing's an issue.
So you're quite open to just kind of starting again from scratch and just building it up and taking your time with it and doing it right.
Exactly. And you know what? You know, I made it work 6 years ago. It'll be fine again. You know, I'm in a fortunate place that Birmingham has very few specialists, and you know, I've got people like Ian Chappell, who I worked with at the university, the professor there in periodontology. And I'm sure if I have to find more work, he'd be happy to give me some more work there and everything. So no, I think
Yeah.
it'll be okay.
How do you think, other than kind of as a specialist, I mean, how do you think this is going to affect dentistry as a whole? You know, in 2008, we had a big crash, and we know how we've rebounded from that. Do you think this could be different to then, or do you think this is could be similar?
To be perfectly honest, I think this is going to be similar. I think the only advantage we have now is that the government are doing so much more for everybody. So
Right.
I think we might rebound in a much better positive way from this, because essentially, if you think about it, you know, if people are going to be, I mean, obviously, you know, some dentists are not going to be getting the support from the government as we would all like, but if you think about the general population, you know, they will have this slush fund of money sitting around. And they obviously can't spend it, so it may supercharge the economy within us. You know, once they get out there, you know, we might have different kind of environment. Okay, it might take a little long, but not as long as the recession, because the government's only helped the banks. You know, and the banks didn't then help the people. So I think this might be a different scenario, really.
Yeah, and so I mean, I think I think.
I mean, I don't know if you agree with that, but I think.
I mean, the truth is, I don't really know, and yeah, I think I've heard loads of people say different things. It'd be interesting. I think you're right that, you know, the fact that the government have taken so much care of people, maybe outside of kind of dentistry, where we're not sure what's quite happening, or a lot of people aren't sure what's quite happening with that. I think it can only be a good thing that they've kind of dug into their pockets and helped. But it'll be interesting to see, you know, what's coming up. I guess for a lot of people, their worry isn't necessarily about themselves, but if you are a practice owner and you have, you know, 7 or 8 nurses and, you know, all the other staff, and you care about their well-being as well, you need to make sure you've got a viable business. And some of the things I've been hearing is just that, you know, there's a lack of information coming top down. So I don't know if you've got any urgent care centers set up at the moment, but that's one of the issues we've got at the moment.
Yeah, and so I have been told that there are some urgent care centres that have been set up, but you know, the people above are sort of saying that we need you to provide your staff and everything else. But I think the people that are running the practices are saying, well, I worry about my own staff, and I think, you know, one of the reasons why I closed my practice down, it was just 2 Mondays ago. Essentially, they said to me, we are worried and we're scared. And once they said that, I thought, look, I'll stop it, because I'm not going to put you under pressure to be working. And we were really busy that week. Yeah, it was the right thing to do. And I think I'm hearing more from the dentists that I know that they're to help and protect their staff, because end of the day, when this thing gets better, those staff will think, hang on, you were there for me and you listened and you helped. So I will now back you up for the you know, for the ongoing future. Really.
If you say you've got the next 3 months to 6 months off, what's your plan?
First things first, I don't read many books, and I'm starting to read books, which is good.
Oh, right, well done. Yeah.
I'm reading the Philip Pullman books, which I've read the Dark Materials years ago, and I'm now reading the sort of the prequel to them. Okay. And I'm trying to learn to skip. I've always wanted to. I like Rocky.
Yeah. I should do that as well.
I'm not very good at that, and then I'll teach the kids. I've already learned to do the Rubik's Cube, so that's good fun.
Wow, that's a yeah. I wish I bought one of those before all of this.
It's I'm going to be honest. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Right? I am really enjoying it. I'm enjoying spending time with the family. Yeah. I'm not shouting at the kids like when I would be working. Yeah. You know, obviously I only see them in the morning and at night. Yeah. And they're enjoying hanging out with me, which is really good. And actually, you know, just going outside and it's peaceful and you can hear the birds singing and stuff is amazing.
Well, wicked. Well, thank you very much for your time, Amit. Really enjoyed speaking to you, and thanks for your insights. Look forward to seeing how it all goes and seeing you somewhere down the line once this is all over.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for giving me the opportunity to do this. Really, it was good. I enjoyed this. It's fun.